If it's asked to me, I also need some elbow pads for my flannel because I'll be in the dirt working hard.
Like I said, there's no point in you having this. I can put it to far better use. I'm taking it with me, okay?
That's fine by me then, as you wish.
Oh. Welcome everybody to the show Unfinished Adventures. I'm your host, Trev Says Hi.
I am Jeff Rooney.
Sorry, go ahead, Vic.
Every time, Skylar.
And D-Town.
And this is the only show that still, for the 11th time in a row, can't do an intro properly. I think we got a great I think we got a great show tonight. Potentially we have content suicide, as there is at least over an hour of Deadly Premonition cutscenes to watch and to discuss. No one else would do it, but I'm brave enough. So we'll watch that kind of just go down the drain. But how's everybody doing this week? It's been a while. I know we didn't hit our regular Wednesday. Everybody doing good?
Yeah, couldn't do better. I am like totally high on energy right now because my parents are doing well. I think everyone's like in good health, friends and family, positivity all around. Yeah, it's been good.
Those little red bean taste things you were eating in the pre-show, are those full of caffeine?
Yes. 1,000%.
Yeah. Oh boy. So before we get into more Deadly Premonitions, have y'all been playing anything else? I know Jeff Rooney has been playing some Spider-Man. How's Spider-Man 2 going?
It's been pretty good. I've been enjoying it. I'm 35% done with it, so I don't know how far into the story I am, but I am, I'm having a blast, swinging around, fighting crime, saving the day, unlocking suits. Anytime I find a little side mission on that game, I just can't help myself but to play it.
That's weird.
That.
You don't do that for this game. Is that?
Yeah, I can't.
I don't understand.
I can't help myself but to not do the side missions in this game.
Weird. Okay, all right. D-Town, Sky, you guys been playing anything, or you just been full?
Well, no, we actually finished Baldur's Gate. We got to the end.
Wow.
So we started it over.
Nice.
Oh my
I feel
gosh.
like that is an accomplishment.
Next
I don't know if I'll ever beat that game.
How long is that game? Like, how long was your
I think
playthrough? Do
we
you know?
probably put, like, from start to end, doing side quests here and there, probably 72 hours. Or maybe 70 to 75, somewhere between then, I think.
Oh,
And fun fact, we also put that many hours into this game.
That's yeah.
I went and did my calculation. I think I've put because I streamed the game. I've full disclosure, I finished the game yesterday. But I went back and looked at all my I went back and I looked at how much I played this game, and it's been I think it was like 16 hours or something like that. Just with head math.
Yeah, the save should tell you how much time you spent on it.
The save told me it was only 13 hours, but we have to remember that the game crashed on me at some point, and I lost like an hour.
Yeah.
So I think it said 13 hours, but whenever I went back and I looked at all my stream data, it was like 16 hours. So I don't know, that could also count. I don't know if cutscenes count in the game time, if that counts towards your play time.
I think it does.
Say so.
Yeah.
Takes your attention.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
If
I'm
you're
not
paying
sure.
attention.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I think I'm on about 14 hours, and I still haven't beat it, but I think we'll be beating it soon and probably having that next discussion pretty quickly. But let's go back in time a little bit. Let's refresh our memory. So last episode, we talked about episode 2, part 1 and part 2, and today we'll be going over 3 and 4. This is where really the plot starts to go. So episode 2. You're just like, oh my god, everyone's murdered, pretty much. There are very few female leads left in the town. And now you're kind of just, dealing with that fact, because it ended with Diane's death, I believe was the end of chapter 2.
Did it end with the the tree thing, where she's hanging from hanging from the rafter, and then she falls and York jumps to catch her, and then George has to catch them? Is that chapter 2?
So yeah, that was that was near the end, and then there was a little.
She gets
little
crushed,
extra
right?
Cutscene. Yeah, she gets
Yeah.
crushed ultimately. And let's actually start out real quick with how Jeff walked his way into episode 3.
Still need to do my Duolingo.
Busting doors down.
Got an hour and 45
Classic
minutes.
York.
Should be
No. Okay.
There it is.
that was
Love
There
that.
it is.
go. That's some,
That's pretty good.
So
yeah.
yeah, someone in chat wasn't
so
happy
much.
with that for some reason.
Yeah. Got a OMFG in that one. OMFG's in the chat.
I don't know why.
I'll pick up the highlights as he plays. Yeah.
Oh boy, I do think that you did see that.
That was,
cutscene,
but
I don't.
I did see that
remember.
cutscene.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the one. If I'm not mistaken, where. Oh wait, no, that's not the same one. The one I'm thinking of is the one where George is drinking with York, and then Emily
Right
comes
before
up.
that.
Okay, so I'm not okay. I did skip that cutscene as well, but because I'd already seen it. And then her singing, is that also in the same part where like she shows up at his apartment and she's trying to like basically sleep with him, and he's like, "Well, let me tell you about this murder suicide that I experienced."
Yeah, but then at
Okay.
the very end of it, there was a scene that like pretty much first hints at Thomas, which we'll learn more about concretely.
Yeah, I was about to say, I
Definitely
think that
in
was a
episode
pretty
4.
important cutscene.
It was, and that was some of
You know
my
what?
frustration a bit.
I was, whenever the Thomas thing comes to light, which we'll get to, I was downright shocked. Whenever I saw it.
You had
I
no
imagine
idea.
so.
I had no
The way
idea
he
that was.
presented himself, and
Yeah, whenever he showed up, I was like, "Whoa, what's happening?"
Oh, it's just a different game at that point. You're just like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Let's watch the actual intro to episode 3, and there will be my commentary over it. I did figure out how to actually clean up my commentary out, but I didn't figure that out until like halfway through episode 4. So I might do the same thing where I repeat exactly what I say, because I'm clearly a creature of habit. All right, so let's get into the start of episode 3. So I believe this is pretty much just the morning right after.
I watched this one. I know exactly what happens in this one. This one was preposterous as well.
I like this one. I like this one quite a bit.
Yeah.
Mr. Morgan, do you want a
Breakfast at the
refill?
long table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus table.
My man is
Is the
riddled with
coffee
flies
that
by
good,
this point
Mr. Morgan?
in this game.
Were they in the cutscene here?
Investigative
Flies
tool.
swarming around.
Yeah. There was only one cutscene that I noticed where the flies weren't there, and whenever it happened, I was like, "Huh?" I was like, "Where are the flies?" And then they come back, and I was like, "Okay, we're back. We're good. We're in our good graces."
You just weren't bathing, or what?
Yeah, you're supposed to change your clothes or something like that, and I was like,
First letter of
and
each
so I thought it
line
was funny
is
to not
I
prove
think
myself.
to have
Yeah, that
You know
was
what-
very interesting. Some of those
the time
cutscenes
that he was talking about
with
has
York
come.
just
Let's go
looking
pay
like
the
a zoo.
problematic rich boy who needs enough town visit.
He's a little scruffy.
Polly,
Yeah, I like
like
the
I
I
unshaven
think
York.
I'm going to go see
Outfire or,
Harry today.
Oh, really?
It's like a striking
He's a
resemblance.
little strange, but I think he's the most trustworthy one around here. I think you'll have fun with him.
If you say so, Polly. Then we
I
probably
do love
will.
York's and Polly's interactions.
Of course.
Yeah, it's so
Now, fill
condescending.
your cup, and I'll give you some more coffee.
To be fair, it goes a little bit both ways. Like I think York doesn't know how to deal with Polly, and Polly doesn't know how to deal with York.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'll see you later, Polly.
It's like we've got a Harry to catch.
Yeah.
Mr. Morgan, what about the coffee? Don't you want a refill? Your coffee!
I do really like that scene. I think it's just a fun one. It's a fun way to start off a chapter, especially with Preposterous. So, but what we can glean from that is that it's now time to go find Harry, because as York does with everything in his life, his major decisions are based on the coffee of the day, which is honestly probably not the worst way to live your life. I'm sure there's some clarity.
Yeah. So he's it's basically like the tea leaf kind of thing, but this time it's just in the creamer. Like he's just finding the clues and like finding the way through that. Or is it Zach messaging him? Or I guess I never really understood that part.
So I think it's just the intuition he gets from the coffee, because in the first instance, he looks into the coffee and sees FK. And it clearly didn't say FK. It was just a really shitty texture swirling. And then another point we'll get to, well, this is the next time where he uses coffee, and the ring of coffee said Harry, so he knew to go to Harry. So it's like, I don't think it has anything to do necessarily with the cream and sugar or the process or the whatever. I think it's just like, I think he's a man who's open to the universe's messages.
Heck yeah. We should all be more like York.
We should. And I think Jeff would definitely want to take right after that. And then real quick after that, we had another cutscene that I want to show, mainly for like this glitch at the end. This one's not wholly super important to the story, but I really like the way that this sort of ended.
Hey, am I still a suspect?
No.
Okay, well, good.
You're still a
So Kaysen was just kind of
My
hanging
wife
out
and
right
I
in the
have
lobby
been living
right after
separately
this.
for over 3 years now. Diane, she's a single woman, so this shouldn't be a problem.
That's true.
I feel so bad for Diane, though. Gosh, did you find out who did it?
I can't discuss that.
Yes,
Dude,
of
Kaysen
course.
gets around.
I
He's like
understand.
all
He's
over.
everywhere.
You don't have
I mean,
to
in
tell
multiple
any
ways.
of
Like
the
he
folks
gets
around town about
he gets
being Diane,
around.
do you?
Yeah.
There's a
He's
lot
around.
of women. There's a lot of locations he's been at.
But
Like
it's a small town.
I don't even.
I'm sure
know
the
if he
rumors
sleeps.
have started already.
He's fast as hell
Ashamed
too.
of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing
It's
to
like
worry
a
about.
track star runner.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
in
So
particular.
you guys
No, nothing
had
at all. I'm clean.
how far did you guys
As
get? Because I
clean
know
as
you
the
guys
sheets in
had
this
an issue
hotel.
with your game. Did y'all end up starting over, or y'all just watched the cutscenes?
Please.
What did y'all do?
No, we did not start over.
What's with
No.
that
Just asking
look?
questions.
We don't have a problem, right?
We considered it for maybe a millisecond. And after that, we said there's absolutely no way we're starting over.
Real quick, this is my favorite
Yeah.
part. So Kaysen walks away. York
So
makes
Kaysen is involved with another woman in town.
he profiles Kaysen,
We can only hope it isn't Emily.
and then there he is, right back on the couch.
He's back.
Nice.
Oh, and he's side.
That's
Oh,
That's
Cool.
not how. That's not how. I got on the
Whoa!
couch. Yeah, he
It's a little
just,
parkour, Kaysen.
he just made his way right out of there. I don't know. I just really like that.
He's
Not
back.
only was he right there after the cutscene ended, but he glitched out of the couch. I really enjoyed that little bit. I thought that was a good time.
It's like the main villain's scythe or axe,
Yeah.
whatever it has, where he like throws it at you, and then it goes back to him, and
All of
he's
a
like,
sudden
"I
it's in
have
his
it again."
hand again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's magical. But yeah, so I actually do kind of want to follow up with what Jeff was saying. So I know, D-Town and Sky, you guys got to a point where you couldn't really continue on. We don't need to get all the details now, because I'm sure we'll get those details when we get there. But around what episode did the game glitch you out from finishing?
I can tell you that it was the episode right after the boss battle.
Okay.
And
4.5, I think, or something like that. maybe.
back into the police department.
Okay.
Right after that. So I
Mhm.
couldn't tell you what chapter that is, but that's
Okay,
about.
that's the end of episode 4. So we should discuss
Okay.
pretty much the entirety of that today, and then the
Okay.
ending you guys
Dang.
will get to watch with us. So
So y'all got bopped out right before the game gets good.
Mhm.
Wait, you thought it got good?
yeah, then we're
Oh,
gonna have to
hell
make
no.
sure we clip that,
Oh.
because that's gonna that's gonna be something.
Hell
You
no.
said it. You
No.
said it on the internet.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
can
I did
manipulate it.
say it. Yeah.
I guess you're saying it
um,
got good because it was closer to being over.
Yeah, yeah. We were. I
In the
I
end
had
game.
crossed the mountaintop.
Yeah.
I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it was just a train coming my way.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have looked up the ending to the game yet. Have you? No? Okay, cool. So then we'll save a lot of that discussion, because I think Jeff is going to ask some questions that I think we need to save for the final part, because it's actually will be interesting to view some of these cutscenes again with the full knowledge of what happens, because from playing it my second time, I'm like, this is
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. I mean, just seeing some of the cutscenes, and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely looking at that separate eyes. So basically, after you leave, you now find out that Thomas is missing. And with Thomas missing, we have a little cutscene that we can show with that. And I wanna show this one as well, because there's some really fun directional. The first part of the scene is really funny, I think. Oh, wrong video.
I thought about ordering in, but
Oh no!
Don't worry.
Not the
I'll fix
bachelor
it
party.
now.
He-
There's Emily just throwing up.
Yeah. Okay.
She was like puking
Nice.
for a second. I don't know what was up, like why they decided to take
Was
that.
he here?
No, I haven't seen him.
I think she was
Have you
just
tried
supposed
the
to be
radio?
stretching,
I've
but it
been
looks
trying,
like
but he's
she's
not
puking.
answering.
Right.
What about Nick?
I don't
No
really
problem.
get
I think I even
And
said the same
he's
thing whenever I
calmed
saw it. I was
down
like,
a
what
little.
is she doing?
He's still saying you didn't do it.
it. She had a rough night the night
Nick
before.
said that Thomas disappeared sometime during
And
the
then
night. He kept
whenever
calling
she
for
did
him,
this,
but
I was like,
Thomas
she's
stopped
doing the thing that
responding.
York does.
I'm a bit worried.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that was like
George has
the
asked for
first
permission to
time that
search for
she does
Thomas.
that, right?
Yep.
Like she doesn't normally do
I
that
understand that things have
movement.
been hard for Thomas, but
Maybe she has
surely
the
he's
Zach
just resting
power.
at home.
Maybe they did it on
Zach power?
purpose. Maybe they did it on purpose.
Tell George that he
It
has
was
my
a reference.
Okay.
No, but you
As
know,
far as I
when you
know,
start getting close
Thomas
to
always
someone,
calls
you
in when
start
he needs a day
replicating
off.
Start
their
picking up their
mannerisms.
mannerisms.
We're human.
So-
I think she was just
Am
mocking
I
him.
giving them too much
As
credit?
far as you know,
I think she was like,
there haven't been an
yeah,
eerie
I went to the
before.
grocery store.
That's right, but that's
Emily's
not.
just a bully.
I
Emily, I'm going
I
to
always
see
I
Harry today.
think that multiple times
What?
through my playthrough, I'm like maybe they were doing it because of this. I'm like, I'm giving this game too much credit.
Yeah.
Never
You'd
mind.
invite me over, though. It would be bad manners
Yeah.
not to accept.
Just wait till the credits when it says directed by Quentin Tarantino.
that was my favorite part of the game was whenever I saw the credits.
Mm.
Yeah.
The serial killer does not stay
Yeah.
within the bounds.
It's like a little tear.
At the
A
very
tear
end.
crossed my eye,
Thus you
and
At the very
I
end
was
of-
the mayor.
Sorry, Jeff, go ahead.
No, that was go ahead.
That's why I'm going to see Harry.
I was gonna say at the very end of the credits, there's just like a middle finger with like your name under it.
That would be epic.
Thanks.
Oh man, yeah. I
Yeah.
welled up a little bit. Tears filled my eyes. I was overjoyed.
It
Yeah.
was a beautiful day.
I can't wait to go back and watch your playthrough of the ending. I'm sure it'll be heartwarming. So this
I don't
part,
think I skipped any of the ending stuff either. Like,
Yeah, you said you didn't skip
At-
cutscenes after, which you definitely skipped some in 3 and 4, because I have proof of that.
yeah, yeah,
These allegations, we're gonna find out if they're true.
yeah. But I think at the end of the game, I think I at least watched the endings because I think I watched the endings of all the stuff. So
Because
We'll
you
get to
can't
that.
say
That's
it's
just like a
not
little-
interesting. You can't say it's not. It's slow. but it's interesting.
yeah, it was. This is
That's sounding like
something
praise from Jeff.
else. Something else.
Fire the celebratory cannons.
So at this point, it begins to kick off a series of kind of like going to Harry loops, and we'll get into more detail on that. But I decided to spend a little bit of time doing some side quests because I know there are a ton. And so I did a couple of them. I didn't do too much, but I definitely did one where it upgraded my car, which made my car faster, which was kind of fun. But that ended up making things kind of go a little worse. So I ended up making a compilation of what
Did
happens when
you
you speed up your car.
Upgrade your car more than once?
Yes, I did it twice.
Oh,
So
okay.
my base
okay. So you only
speed-
upgraded mine once, and it was okay.
Yeah. So the base speed is the first upgrade. So instead of driving like 55, I think you drive 65. And then the second upgrade upgrades your top speed. So you go like 85 or something like that. And as we all know, this game controls just like a dream.
It
we're gonna-
actually is like a dream. Like you know how in your dream, whenever like you can't run, like and so you're kind of slipping and like you're being chased and that sort of thing. That's kind of how this game controls. So like a dream.
I luckily don't have those not being able to run dreams. I don't know what that means about me, but I'm glad I've never experienced it.
They're pretty epic. They're just like this game.
Like apparently, so do you guys have dreams of your teeth falling out? Apparently that's a thing.
No, I don't have that
No.
one.
Okay.
I have had that dream multiple times. Yes.
See? Okay, I haven't. But I know people who have, and it just sounds awful to me. Apparently it's
Yeah,
like
I've
an
had
anxiety
the-
thing.
Yeah, I've had the no pants dream or something like
Oh, yeah, I
that.
think I've had that.
Or like I've had the dreams where maybe it's not even like no pants, or it's like I'm wearing the wrong clothes. So like I go to work, it's like, oh, I'm wearing shorts. I'm not wearing jeans or whatever. 'Cause
scandalous.
I think at work. Yeah,
wearing,
so it's like
wearing
I'm
flip flops, open toed shoes.
Yeah, something. Yeah, exactly. So it's like I'm wearing the wrong thing. It's not necessarily that I'm naked. It's just that I'm wearing the wrong thing.
I would have dreams of missing classes in college, but not of missing classes. I would have dreams that I missed a whole semester's class.
Bruh. Same.
It was awful.
That happens to me when I'm stressed out. That's always what happens. Yeah. Or since I served for so many years that I have like a table that I forgot about for a really long time. It's always one of those two.
It always would like happen at the end of the semester, obviously, because it would be like time for finals, and you're like, "Is there a class that I literally have never gone to that I have a final I have to do?
Yep.
Like, is that my life?"
I've had that one. Yeah,
that's so funny.
I've had the finals one where it's like, yeah, where you think that you've missed a final. Yeah, I've had that one.
Ugh, it's gross. It's gross. All right, well, let's get into some. Let's get into a dream where you can't control cars very well.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah. Will the car flip?
The strongest piece of wood I've ever
I
seen.
can't get out of the car. I can't get out. Oh. Some benches. Oh god.
Whoa!
Oh, that broke the car.
Like a stunt man.
Yeah. Okay, like only go to. So this one was interesting because the car was dead, but I could still drive it.
Huh.
And then.
But that was as fast as you could drive it, though.
Yeah, I could only drive at 25 miles an hour. I guess this is a good time to use a flare.
Oh.
And then York.
Right on the
I died.
Right on the railroad
Sorry.
track.
Yeah. Sorry.
Horrible place to just die.
Okay, I'm the FBI. Oh, look at it. Do I want to?
Man.
I'm glad to see someone putting their sirens on here.
I would always put my siren on, and then I would.
Oh.
Yeah. That was.
I think it's gonna be.
I would put my siren on, and then I'd have the like the stress anxiety thing.
All I want
Gosh.
is for everyone.
This poor car. Hey, it's raining though.
Sir.
Dang, that
was the looking down? That was to make it so the game like sort of ran. Okay, right? Yeah. Because I know we mentioned. I know we mentioned it, but like I had random points where like I felt like the game was about to crash. Like I was driving, and I'd pull up the map, and all of a sudden things would just start jittering and shaking, and I was like, like I think I'm just like I was like I got to find a save point fast.
My favorite was whenever you're driving and then the game just closed. It would just be like,
did you have that happen?
Like,
Yeah.
oh,
That never happened to me, but I was always very fearful that like it was around the corner.
Yeah.
but this game is so cerebral that I just thought it was a metaphor of like, you never know if you're driving and then you're just gonna die, and then that's the end of the game of life, you know. And so the game was just like,
Anything can happen at any time. That's what the game's
Deadly
trying to teach
Premonition
you
is
that.
deep.
Yeah.
It is a deep game.
My favorite, and it only happened I think once this playthrough, but when you drive over the bridge, sometimes you just hit an invisible wall that's just hanging out in the middle of the bridge, and you just kind of stop, and it's just the funniest fucking thing.
Maybe it's that bus from the Harry Potter movie that like goes invisible and it's just parked there on the side.
We talked about that, I think, the first episode, because I had that happen to me where I was driving on the bridge, I hit a wall and it bounced me back, but then I like just put it in drive again, and then I drove through and it was fine. Like, so I don't think the walls are like stationary. I don't know. Like, they're not in the same place every time.
I can only think maybe it's like the game trying to like cache
like
or whatever,
render out the
like, and so it's like if it's
like
not
render out the driveway.
Loaded, maybe there's like something there to stop you from going to it. But but you definitely get there in time, and it just doesn't load. So maybe you just hit a wall, and then it's like, oh, you're here.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But yeah, my most frustrating bug in this game is whenever you shoot an enemy and they're down on the ground, but you can't walk by them after they disappeared. That didn't bother me as much this time, but that is definitely the worst.
That happened to me a couple times. Or like I would shoot them, they'd hit the ground, and then I'd have to wait for them to despawn because they were in the middle of doing their like, I don't want to die thing. But it's like in a small corridor, and so you're like trying to get past them. I was like, oh,
like hurry up and die. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of that line, I think Skylar and I have said that around the house like 100 times. Just
Yeah,
randomly.
but I honestly thought the whole time they were saying, I want to die, like put me out of my misery or something. But y'all told me it was
I think
opposite.
I think it kind of flips because some of them I think say kill me, and then other ones will say I don't want to die. I think it kind of flips back and forth between what they say. I don't know. Trevor might know if there's a difference between their voice lines, but I thought they had at least 1 or 2 lines.
I think they have 2, but I don't remember any of them being like pro death. But I thought
it was like put me out of my misery kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. They're clearly not, well.
They're not well.
Yeah. I don't
Just
know,
like anybody that likes this game. Not well.
You're not wrong. I want to be clear. I never said this game was good.
That's true.
There's proof of that. Every time I mention it, I've said it's not a good game. But
you said it was a cult classic. I think that's.
You said it was. I think you maybe said it was the best, worst game you've ever played, or something like that.
Yeah, and I stand by that. I do very much still enjoy this game. It does feel a little rougher around the edges the second time, I will say. I think there's a couple reasons.
A little rougher.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into a little bit more fun real quick before we go down and figure out what Harry's into. But this is just a little cutscene I wanted to show, one of the lunch cutscenes. Because now that Thomas is missing, we now have a lunch without Thomas. And so let's see how that goes.
I thought about ordering
burn his
in,
food?
but since we had leftovers, I made us lunch.
She burnt the leftovers.
What's with the
Which I always
face?
find interesting.
My cooking turned out pretty good today.
Okay, great.
Who's coughing?
Oh, sudden crisis. What should I do, Zach?
I might not be a wonder chef like Thomas, but I do practice every day.
Sorry, mouth.
Well, come on, tell it to me straight.
Emily,
Yes, what?
I went into the sewer once during an investigation.
Okay, just stop right there.
I imagine that was Jeff's face every time the game tried to show him a cutscene. He's just taking my.
Yeah. Is that a forced cutscene, or is not a forced cutscene? Is that a cutscene that you find naturally?
It happens from the lunch scene. So pretty much every day there's that lunch hour, and Thomas would normally cook, and York would give some exposition. But this is the one where Thomas isn't there. So you actually get to see what happens whenever Emily is the cook. And that only happens once. There's not 2 cutscenes with Emily, because I checked and did it a separate day, and the second one was just like a quick little cutscene. But it basically just establishes that Emily apparently doesn't know how to microwave leftovers.
I unfortunately did not see any cutscenes involving cooking during my playthrough. And that's because I never went to the police station. I think you told me, you were like, you can go to the police station for a free lunch. I was like, I'm good. I'll just eat lollipops.
Yeah. I'll skip out. That's nutritious.
Lollipops and pickles. Yeah. That's all good.
Dallas, Skyler, did you guys see any of the lunch episode or lunch cutscenes?
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I think we only really saw the one where he ate like the Thomas's donut and freaked out.
Yeah,
I don't remember seeing that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember if I showed one last time, because I know for the last discussion, because I know I definitely did one of them on the stream, but I guess I just didn't cut the cutscene. They were fun. I mean, they usually just York going on a tangent. There's more of the stuff that I think that's the charm of this game. So let's get into the meat of episode 3. So it's going to start us off with kind of showing us what it's like to go to Harry's. And then there's some gameplay parts that are kind of like put in between those. So let's see what happens when we go to Harry's.
I think I watched this one.
He does go to Harry's quite a bit, so I might.
Yeah.
I never know.
I guess it's going to depend on the context.
It does show this cutscene every time you go to Harry's. This one right here. I think 3 times.
Welcome to come inside.
Yeah. I love how the I don't know if he's like a butler or what, but like the first guy you see, how he's always just in a random part of the room and just giving out riddles and stuff. Like, that's just his full-time job.
Mr. Francis York.
So real quick, I want to point out, just because I don't quite know why these stuck out to me, but those statues seem so detailed for what they are.
They randomly. I mentioned this whenever I played it too. There's a point where, like, maybe he's standing in front of one for a cutscene, and it looks terrible.
Really?
And then it goes to the regular game, and it looks way better.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
So I don't know. Maybe in this one it'll do it. But there was one point. It was just like it looked. I mean, I don't want to say it looked like I don't know. It just didn't have a whole lot of detail. It had some kind of weird textures on it.
Probably
and then
like
whenever
a
it went to the regular
version.
gameplay, yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, I don't know, but these statues just stuck out to me for some reason.
Yeah,
and I don't know why.
There's a random poster at some point of that has like a German Shepherd on it, and the German Shepherd's like this high resolution picture of a German Shepherd. And I mentioned that in my playthrough. It's like it looks like it's just like a photo. Like it looks like they just took a picture of a German Shepherd, because it was like inside of a it might have been inside the police station, so it may have, either way, it had like a handler and it had the German Shepherd sitting down, and it was just on, like, it was like they took that real picture and just placed it in the game. So it was just randomly
Mr.
high
Francis York
resolution.
Mr. Stewart has been waiting for you. To the meeting room you shall go to.
Man, this guy is he's pretty bronze.
Yeah.
He's been hitting the tanning bed for sure.
Yeah.
There's probably a tanning bed in the house.
Yeah, he probably sleeps in one. It's like,
God.
instead of a coffin for Dracula, it's like a tanning bed for the
A vampire's worst nightmare.
You see that guy's? You see his nose on the statue? Like, if it shows him again.
The meeting room is through here. Please be kind.
Right there. It's like that nose is just like super weird. It's just all black or whatever.
Had a really large shadow
and then,
underneath it.
Yeah, and then if it shows him standing by it, it'll normal.
So real quick, in between that and here, there was a little bit of gameplay of going through Harry's house. Skylar, did you do that part by chance?
Oh yeah.
No, it's just
you just have to watch it happen.
Who in the world would buy this giant mansion and make it a maze? Like, there's just hallways with nothing in them, and the rooms are like, baseball fields away from each other. Like, who would want to live in this house? First off,
so
it's just
a man with a wheelchair.
One, I do think.
Of course.
Yeah, but why would he want to go further, room to room?
Well, his is electronic, so it's not like it's easy for him.
Oh my god.
So I do think it is interesting. His house was basically a hotel, which I thought was super interesting. I mean, there were so many rooms in it, but technically there was like the lady who owned like the. It was like she's dead now, but she was afraid of ghosts, so she kept building onto her house. So like someone in real life has done that. I don't remember the exact story of it, but like there was a lady who was like concerned that ghosts were haunting her, and so she essentially just built onto her house and made her house a maze. So someone would in the real world, and someone has.
Yeah, I would say this house is kind of like the Haunted Mansion if it was in like a Sheraton conference hall or something.
Yeah,
that's the vibes I get. It's like kind of funky and spooky, but then also you walk down the hall long enough and you're like, man, this place sucks. Like, where am I?
Like, where's that continental breakfast? I know it's around the corner somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, there's an ice machine around. So the puzzle in this was a quick puzzle. I believe this one was you had to basically put umbrellas in the right spot. There was like a music note page out. Did you guys have any trouble with that one?
No, I don't think so. That was the one with it's like a really quick timer on it.
No, this
like
one
as soon as you
timer. Like you walk in.
He's thinking about when you open his like secret lair.
Yeah, that one's a little later. This is the one where you had to match the umbrellas up with the statues. Basically, there was like an open note, and it just said some numbers, and then pretty much all you had to do was go outside and correlate that number with something. It was pretty simple. So I was curious.
I think the only thing that was kind of weird about it was whenever he first walks up to it. Like he first walks up to those guys, and they're just kind of standing there, and they don't have anything in their arms. And he says something like this looks like they should be holding a musket or a rifle. Like that's what he says. and then he goes and finds umbrellas in
Yeah.
it's like umbrella number 2 and umbrella number 4 and umbrella number 6, and then he goes and places them.
That's fair.
It's like, yeah, musket, umbrella, same thing.
Yeah.
They'll both protect you from a gun. Oh, never mind. They won't. All right, let's get back to what Harry has to say.
Oh, yes, business bane.
Yeah. This guy's definitely at the top of the pyramid scheme in this town.
Yeah. It's got a very salamanderish face.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, please have some tea while it is hot. Too much coffee for your body will make it rot.
It's true.
Yeah, he's quite
You
the
seem
poet.
well prepared. Almost as though you knew I would be coming today.
How long do you think he thinks about what
Mr.
to say before
Stewart
he
is
gets
particular about the best
As soon as the
timing
first word comes
for
out of York's
all
mouth, he's like,
things.
"Ooh, I'm rhyming with that."
Now please, drink some tea and
He's like
enjoy
the
the good health.
Eminem of butlery.
I'm sorry, Harry.
Well, he's probably just got a
I just don't like
lexicon,
tea.
Rolodex type thing, and he just has them all memorized, and he just rolls through it. He's like, oh, this guy wants coffee. Okay, coffee, too much caffeine, might, heart palpitation. Okay, you make your body
Mr.
rot.
Francis York Morgan,
Coffee is hot,
some
make your body
tea
rot.
with sugar.
I don't think I've
is
ever heard
what's
someone
best
say
in
a
mind.
lexicon Rolodex.
By your body,
That's
that
pretty
looks so
intense.
tired.
Hey,
So says Mr.
lexicon.
Stewart.
Lexicon's a good word.
Give me a hug, son. Hug, daddy.
Harry,
Yeah, it's all red seeds.
where
Red
did you
bean
get these
paste.
seeds?
Yeah. York's like about to shoot Harry at this point. I don't trust him.
Take that Halloween mask off. Show me your true face.
Must
Must
be
be
Francis
kind of hard
York
to whisper
Morgan.
through that thing.
Those
Right?
seeds were found in our
don't know
town
if you can
in
hear
a
us or
certain
not.
specific place.
But I have something to say.
More seeds are there, you will see, when you find that certain space. Come back to me and we shall talk. Actually find that certain place. So says Mr. Stewart.
This song and the song in the intro definitely gets stuck in my head all the time.
Yeah, so you like to play games.
You should make it your ringtone.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I'll make it whenever Jeff calls me.
Mr. Francis
It's
York
just all
Morgan,
pain all the way
a
down.
hint for you to find this location. It is most crowded and most quiet, and gives a cold sensation.
What temperature do you think they keep it at in this
says
place?
Mr. Stewart.
Probably a breezy 55.
So you're not going to talk unless I find this certain place. I'll play.
I do like how they pretty much tell you the puzzle, and then there's just a cemetery right in the background. So as they're explaining it, they're just like,
No water.
oh, and so you're like, oh, this is great.
So
Like,
you're not going
it's
to talk
probably a
unless
cemetery. I
find
figured this puzzle out. And then literally
a
York walks
crowded
outside.
place, and yet it is very quiet there. Have you
It's
figured
also
it
pretty
out
uncommon to have a painting of a cemetery in your home.
yet? Must
You
be
don't have a-
crazy.
Yeah, I've never seen that
Oh,
one.
what?
There's lots of people there, but none of them can speak.
I
You see?
do.
I think I kind of said the
Keep
same
going
thing.
to
I was
the
like, it's probably like a graveyard or something, or I think I said cemetery, and then he goes graveyard. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Tomato, tomato.
I was actually riffing you a little bit whenever I was playing because I know how bad you did at the tree puzzle. I was like, there's no way Jeff's gonna get this one. And then I watched you and you're like, it's a cemetery. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. And then York goes, it's a cemetery. It's like, all right, thanks, York.
oh yeah, like whenever. Oh yeah. You thought I wasn't gonna get it?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
I don't know.
I'm pretty good at riddles.
The tree puzzle, it
That one was a little gooby. I think everybody had issues with that one.
I mean, everyone
Anybody
did
who-
have issues with that one.
Anybody who's anybody had issues with that puzzle.
Yeah.
Is that the one where you're shooting the birds out of the tree or whatever?
Shit, what?
Shooting the birds out of the tree.
He's making up games again.
No,
I didn't-
remember that. There was like something where there was like 4 or 5 trees that you had to run up to and like shoot something out of it. I think it was like a.
That
Was
was
it the
like in the
seeds or-
beginning of the game.
Yeah, you had to
Yeah.
do that to get clues for Anna's whenever you
Oh,
were, like around
yeah.
her in the tree. You had to go shoot some stuff
Yeah.
out of there.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
No, I was just saying. No, I was just saying like that one was kind of difficult because I was like, I don't even know where to look, and then
Yeah,
it's
there's
just
like a little red
natural
shiny
animal.
thing in the tree. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was obtuse for sure. But yeah, I was giving you a little bit of shit on the cemetery, and then
Man.
you
I got
proved
it.
me wrong.
First
Yeah.
try. First try.
First try. All right, so let's go to the graveyard, which I have a little bit of extra coming in for the graveyard here. This is as I mentioned, I upgraded my cars, so just remember that.
Oh,
I did like that.
Whoa.
that was a magic trick. David Blaine, where are you?
Just look at that hair.
That's pretty
He's
good.
got so much hair going into that.
It's like you're playing like F-Zero.
Yeah.
Just like, that's cool.
Ooh,
I
maybe
have
we
been
can play
playing
that.
F-Zero 99
Just
a
as
bit.
Harry
That's been
said.
fun.
It's crowded.
What is F-Zero 99? Is that the Super Nintendo one? Or is that the N64 one?
Yeah, we'll it's a Nintendo Switch Online one. We'll get some more details on that here in a minute.
Oh.
Oh, we got this guy over here.
Hey, Brian.
Brian.
Agent,
Sting
Mr.
from
Agent, how are you?
WWF.
Not bad.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just playing a little game with Harry.
Game? A game?
Gotta say, York's facial hair grows way
It's
faster
only
than
just
his
started, right?
top of head
The
hair.
fun
Yeah.
is about to begin. I'd like to ask you something, actually.
Like he should have like a
Is there a tree
Bob Ross
in the
afro by
graveyard
now.
that drops red seeds?
Seeds. Red seeds.
I do like this part because you
That's-
just like, you mean right over there, the thing that you could see as you were walking up to it.
And that one.
Like
Yeah,
as you were
yeah, you mean
getting
this-
this, you could see them in
And
the
that one.
background.
All over the
All
floor.
You're like,
Red
red
seeds.
seeds. It's like he must not be talking about this red seeded tree because he should be able to
Yeah.
see that one.
Like
He
you're
must
a
be talking about
detective, right?
something else.
Yeah.
It's like the only colored thing, that's like not green or like brown.
Let's get back to Harry's.
Why you skip through that whole little
reward
segue
would be
into
good.
this gated area? There are like a million zombies there.
Yeah.
they were a million
Like
times.
impossible to get through at some.
They were
Yeah, well, I was
right
gonna
Well,
come
and,
back
like-
to that after we show this outro. The gameplay
Uh,
too.
Okay.
was carefully carrying a bottle of water while walking in a pool. We're learning the countryside version of common sense the hard way.
He's really gripping that thing.
Yeah, it is.
I never understood what he meant by that. We're learning the country version of common sense the hard way as he's like
Mhm.
on the ground having some seeds
Rifling
in his
through
hands,
seeds.
just looking like a maniac. Like I did not.
The
I
yeah, the
didn't get
the countryside of common sense.
Is that a country song?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know
I-
what
I
York
don't-
was saying. I don't know what he was trying to get at, but it was weird. But yeah, so let's talk about getting up to that part. So it was a very narrow path. I remember absolutely hating this the first time I played this game, because of the way that the enemies would die and they wouldn't despawn and their hitboxes would be there. This time around, I didn't have much of a problem with it, but I was hauling butt. And so, D-Town Sky, did you guys have very similar experiences, or did you? How did that?
Well, here's the problem with Dallas. He wants to kill every single one, and so
Yeah.
they were respawning so quickly.
Yeah.
And then when he
He
decided,
couldn't do it.
well, I'm just gonna pass them. Sometimes they'll die or they'll get stuck in an area where you can't get past them. And so if you don't kill it soon, then the next one's respawning, and it was getting frustrating for a
Yeah.
minute.
I needed to kill them all, Trevor.
Yeah, kill them
I
all.
had to get him.
Oh, now that he learned there's unlimited ammo, he was just going crazy.
Dude, I was a madman.
He was a madman.
There's unlimited ammo in the pistol.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then I think I was just hoarding ammo for whatever reason throughout the game. So I was just using the pistol the whole time, and so it's episode 4, and I just have like 5,000 rounds on like the assault rifle, and I'm
Yeah.
walking up to people just like. It was,
Which, to
it
be
was
fair,
wild.
you need 5,000 rounds for the assault rifle because it does no damage. Like
It's
it's just
crazy.
like a assault gun.
Yeah.
Basically.
I don't understand logistics of weapons in this game.
I finally swapped over to the shotgun in the last like couple chapters of the game, and that gun was pretty dang good.
Yeah.
It's a lot more powerful. I mean, of course, like the shotgun has less range, but I mean, half the time you're just walking up on people and
Oh, then
blowing
like
them away.
the worst would be they get like right up to you and you're just like aiming at their head. She's like, I'm gonna blow your head off, and then they just do the little like
Oh, they flip over?
exorcist
Yeah,
thing, and then
bro,
you just miss
yeah.
them, and then they just attack you because you.
And then they
take you 15
start
seconds.
fisting your mouth.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Actually, that part's kind of cool. But the the rest of it, very, very annoying.
It goes pretty deep. It goes pretty deep. Yeah. I think the gameplay honestly isn't too bad whenever you like kind of get the hang of it. Like, it's still not great, but I think it serves its purpose. It does get annoying every once in a while. I had a very similar thing where like the zombies kept spawning on me, and that happened in the police station where like they would spawn behind me. It's like I couldn't get around them because all they would do was keep murdering me. And it didn't last for too long, but I definitely understand that feeling.
And I like it was today, but I kind of read up a little bit on the game. I was like, why do people like this game?
Just so enamored.
What's the deal?
You want to know more?
It wasn't that I was enamored. I was just more curious as to like what is going on. What am I missing? What's the deal? But I read that like the director of the game or the writer, the creator, whatever that guy's name is,
Wary.
He didn't, and you may have mentioned this, Trevor, but he didn't want there to be any guns in the game.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that was just something I read. So that's why like the focus of the gunplay is, or like the gunplay itself isn't, super robust. Is that he didn't want it to be in there? Period. So it's just kind of interesting.
I think Jeff's trying to get some Stockholm syndrome. He's coming back with facts that I don't know about this game, which isn't a lot. I don't know a lot about this game.
I literally did a Google search that said, why do people like Deadly Premonition? And I read up on like people that actually enjoyed it. And most of it was just people like with like their own version of Stockholm Syndrome.
You're like looking through the glass and you're like, what are these species?
Like, what are these?
I like to think you were just staying up late at night writing like the creator a postcard and like by candlelight, and you're just like, what is really going on with this game, man? Like, it's been messing me up.
It's been messing me up. Yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of it was like, it was kind of like what Trevor said. He's like, you gotta let the game, woo you over. You gotta like this game is better than the sum of its parts. And I was like, what the F does that mean? It's better than the sum of its parts. All these parts are rotten. And it's like somehow you made it. I don't know, but like I said, I kind of read up on it. I was like, oh, these people are just like, I wouldn't trust you with my, with anything. I wouldn't trust you with mowing my lawn, taking care of a cat, because you'd be like, it'd be like, oh well, I read like that cats eat grass, and you're like, who told you that? It's like, well, that's just what I read, and I think the cat would like it. I don't know. It's just like these barbaric opinions.
I'm a big fan of cats.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't understand this analogy.
I don't either.
Jeff started to make a point, and then he was like, and then if you had cats and you
it's just more like it was just more like the opinion is so preposterous that it doesn't make any sense. Like, that was kind of the point that I was getting, is that they were saying that this game is, like it's objectively bad, but like if you take all of the story, the gameplay, and then you combine it, it turns into something good. And it's like, no, it's just all bad. Either way, let's move past it.
Like tasting something that tastes disgusting, but then when it comes out of you, it's really satisfying.
Not quite, pal.
It's the sum of its parts.
I guess so.
Let's move on. So let's go back to Harry's house.
Maybe that is it. Maybe it's having a 3-course meal. All the courses are terrible, but whenever you combine them all together in your tummy, it's a great time.
There we go. Bingo.
And this was like so drama. And it's like seeds.
Harry, turns out what you
on
said
your
was
floor.
True. I'd like to hear more.
Anime moment.
This is where things start getting weird.
Yeah. This is where things start getting weird. The murder's not weird enough for you.
No, murder. This is. I was like, why is he typing and talking at the same time?
I thought that was pretty. That was a good like homage to like Stephen Hawking.
Dude, he types so fast like a court reporter or something.
Yeah,
he's going ham.
Yeah.
Also, how does he live at a waterfall?
Hey man, get rich, get money. You'll find out.
Get rich.
That way you'll see what's really important.
This is like the What'd you call it? What hotel?
Sheraton.
The Sheraton at Niagara Falls or something.
So I don't quite understand why Harry chose to talk to you at this point, but didn't talk to you in the first one. Maybe because you like did what he said. He's like, all right, I'll talk to this guy.
Yeah.
I gotta build that rapport.
Yeah.
The legend of the Raincoat Killer? Stop playing games with me, Harry. That's nothing more than folklore.
Trevor, did you have any issues with your audio ever on this game? I had it multiple times. It's just a me thing. That's okay.
I wonder if it was more like your equipment going through. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's going through the HD60 and then into the computer and then into my headphones. Maybe. I mean, it is a lot of potential interference. I've just never had the issue that I was having until this game.
Add that to the accolades for Deadly Premonition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes audio issues, maybe.
Who knows?
The military.
Very good.
And now we got like the.
But if there are no records
I
about
don't
it,
know, like the techno joints coming in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did start to add like a
Some new jams.
a B-side to the soundtrack.
I was there.
A B-side to the hits.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it with my own eyes. The brutal killer himself. But we can
So is this guy also in Twin Peaks?
Not really.
Okay.
No, there's
Hey,
not
man,
really a
this
character
freaked me
that's
out.
an homage to this.
Okay. So this is just straight up like a Bane from Batman ripoff.
Yeah.
Bane from Batman.
They're just like, I want.
This is an original Deadly Premonition creation.
Yeah.
OC.
There are weirder characters in Twin Peaks than this, I would say.
Oh wow.
I noticed that these red seeds were special.
When did Twin Peaks air? How old was that? That was a
It's
show,
old,
right? Not a movie.
But then they made a season 3 in like 2019.
It's like Sex in the City style. It just comes back out like later on, and no one
It's
even
called
cares.
more Sex in the City.
Twin Peaks came out in 1990, had 2 seasons.
Oh, 1990. Okay.
And then The Return, came out in 2017.
Oh, that's still a lot later with the same people.
Oh, I mean, who was alive? Yes.
Wow. Okay.
But their children were in the in the TV show.
I am a big fan of Twin Peaks. I do not think that Jeff would like the show.
I'm also really bad at watching television, so
D-Town Sky, you guys might like it. But like the first 2 seasons of Twin Peaks I love because they're basically like
that's interesting.
half Twin Peaks, but then like half soap operas. And like, it's not that I like soap operas, but when you're watching like weird, surreal murder stuff, and then like you realize
Like
everyone
Sweeney
in the
Todd.
town just wants to fuck each other, you're like, what is going on? Like, I don't know. I really enjoyed it.
So there is some resemblance to like the restaurant.
Yeah. So actually, the restaurant is like its font is the same font as Twin Peaks.
I knew it.
Surprised they didn't get sued or something.
I don't think David Lynch would care. I think if you watch Twin Peaks, I think David Lynch is a fan of girls. So I don't think he would oppose that.
Girls.
Oh,
okay. So
I think he's
He's about to have a heart attack.
He just starts freaking gyrating in his seat.
Yeah.
Great old time.
All right. So after that, we are going to look for some documents. I have another fun cutscene I want to show because I kind of like messed around a bit after that. So I did do the car wash.
Like
Nice.
breathing on the car.
But I noticed.
here we go.
Yeah.
That's the dry sponge watch.
Yeah. As she just breathes on your car before. She just.
I don't think I've ever seen this cutscene before.
And then what I did notice is that when you get out. you can
Oh,
get the
don't tell
card
me
for
it's like
Gina
GTA.
Gina
Oh.
Sponge.
Oh, nice.
Dude,
I
this
just
gas
thought that was
station looks like it would be on like, Friday, like Chainsaw Massacre or something. Like people are getting ready to go to a small town with their friends camping.
Just picking up some booze at the local.
Yeah.
Get some moonshine.
Yeah.
There is something really weird about a really old gas station. Like, I don't know what it is, because I've only stopped at a couple of them. And every time I stop at one of them, like, I feel uncomfortable. Because it's like, the last one I was in, like, the owner had a big old sign that said, "We have the right to refuse service to anyone." I was just kind of like...
Is that a welcome?
Yeah, and then, like, it had this weird thing where I had to, like, lift up some handle or something, and I've never seen that before. And the guy was like, "You're an idiot." And I'm like...
At the gas station?
Yeah.
You had to lift up the handle?
It was super weird.
Are you talking about like you pulled the pump and then you lifted the handle on the pump?
I think so, which like I'm used to it automatically doing that.
I haven't seen that. I knew it existed, but I've never actually had to do it.
I think I know what you're saying. Well, nowadays
it basically activates the pump. Like it basically says that the pump is good to be used or something like that. Skylar, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say. Well, Trevor never has to go to the gas station like that anymore. He has to go to Buc-ee's and
not anymore.
Travel stops.
Yeah, not anymore.
I was gonna say, damn it, Jeff, what were we just talking about?
Talking about gas stations.
Gas pumps.
Yeah, that's right. So whenever you go to an old gas station, one of the strangest things to me is that there's such a high contrast between all the like dust and dirt and debris all over it with like a shiny Reese's peanut butter cup packaging and like everything in like the
Those
candy
are usually
aisle.
dusty too.
Oh, really? I feel like they
station.
always keep those like immaculately clean. And
Well,
so
it's probably not that it's clean. It's probably the only thing that people come in and buy.
That's actually like people, that are buying.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's not that it's clean; it's that it's used. So it might actually be dirtier.
There's that gas station. There was a gas station outside of the place that we went and vacationed at the beach. Like I was leaving the beach and I forgot to get gas, and so I was driving. I'd probably been driving for an hour. But like I started to run out of it had like 20 miles or something like that to empty, and I was like, oh crap, like I need to freaking find something. And I pulled into a gas station. It was one of the only times that I've had to like the gas station didn't have a credit card machine, attached to it. So, and I didn't have cash. And so I walk in, I'm like, hey, I need to open up the pump. Like, is there a way that I can swipe my card or something like that? And the guy was like, well, yeah. He was basically like,
we take money here. We don't take cards.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we don't take cards. I had to leave I had to leave my card with him while he opened up the gas pump. And then I filled it because I was like, I need to fill it up. He was like, how much do you want? I was like, I want to fill it up. So I had to leave my card with him while I filled it up. And like a generator kicked on as I was pumping gas, and it was the first time that's ever happened. So it was doing it would do like half a gallon, and then you would hear like this thing spinning up, and then it would do another half a gallon, then a thing would spin up, and then it was wild. And then but yeah, it was
I can't
Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yeah.
Looney Tunes cartoon. Yeah. But I mean, it was one of those it was one of those things where I was like, man, I've, it said 20 miles to empty, but I may have had, maybe another 40 or something like that. But I was like, I'm just going to stop at the first place I can at this point.
I just imagine him saying something like, well, I can only put 20 or 40 or 60 gallons in there. And you're like, I just put 20, and then it just starts like overfilling. He's like, well, you said 20, and it's just pouring out everywhere. You're like, damn it.
If that was me, I'd probably put like $10 in and then move on.
Go back
and then go somewhere else.
The next one.
Find a good old
find the next one. Just give me just enough to make it back to town.
Yeah.
Or like how at the, you try to get those last like couple of pennies so that it hits like a perfect dollar amount.
Yeah.
And you're just like handing them change, like here's a little bit more, and $20. $20.
Oh boy! So after getting a nice car wash, pretty much after that, you're going to find documents, because essentially, what Harry was saying is that the Raincoat Killer was documented before, and that those have gone missing. So you basically go back to the police station, and more or less George is like, "Why are you looking for these documents? Thomas is missing," and then you basically go, well, I need to find those. And then as you do that, you kind of get put into another dungeon. So the dungeon was not my favorite. It felt a little long. It kind of felt a little bit like the the metal factory. It's not a metal factory. It's like a woodworking factory. I don't know. The first big one. So I'll show kind of like the final boss part and how I went with that, and then we'll kind of discuss it as a whole because I'd love to get everyone's experiences with that. It was not my favorite, and I think I'm about to show you why.
Oh yeah.
We got this guy coming up again.
He makes all those noises.
Is this the one with all those
They sure
stupid quick time
let me
events?
get a head start.
It's just like you have to run and like move boxes and stuff.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's really good. Good reaction track.
We're just fucking booked.
Yeah, don't sing my praises yet.
Oh, what? It switched the button on me.
I thought it was always going to be B to evade, because normally that's the button. But this one decides to keep you on your toes.
Trevor's making the same face that I made through 90% of
this
this game. Just
Not
then.
that time.
It's just this like face of just utter confusion.
You ready to hit?
How did I get here?
So I think on our run, the button was actually changing.
Yeah, it does change.
Yeah, like the first one wasn't B. Now it just like slammed B as soon as I saw it, and it was
Yeah.
A or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
I think on mine.
Why?
Oh, okay. I kind of think mine was switching between like B and Y.
Oh.
So I'm like, well, I guess I do have to do this in 1 second.
Yeah.
But I think I died one time on this.
I think this is my
And,
I think I died 3 times.
Yeah, I think I died once, and then after that it was like, but it was the same every time. Ooh.
That one said why, I think.
Yeah. I think I died once, but it was the same on the next couple ones or something like that. I don't remember. I think I only played it twice.
Yeah, you only played it twice. I watched you play it. You did it much better than I did.
No one takes York down 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was like the one time that I actually did the quick time events well. The other times that they came up, it was a brutal time.
You were vibing with it. You were in the zone.
Yeah, I don't even remember why I was in the zone.
Nice. You were just feeling it.
I do like this multi-can thing. I think it adds some suspense to your gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool idea, and I mean, for what it's worth, they like executed it pretty well. I feel like.
Yeah.
You can observe the door.
All right, I'm gonna run us through the next couple of cutscenes so we can get to the end of episode 3. We can take a break and come back and go through episode 4. So we have about, I think, 4-ish more cutscenes to watch. So we'll kind of get into that. So that was me surviving. This one just went so long. That's mainly why I was showing. It just kept going.
Yeah.
All right. So as
I was always worried that I was going to break my freaking thumbstick or something with the way that I was having to do it.
Yeah.
I got the magnetic Hall sensor ones for my Joy-Con, so theoretically I should be fine. Theoretically. All right. So basically,
you got that on your Pro Controller or on your Joy-Cons?
Joy-Cons.
Huh. Okay.
Yep. So after that, you basically find out that you have to go and fish for your documents because they have been taken and thrown in the water. But this is basically just kind of like showing how that went in general. Channel all my energy. It did take me a hot minute to get this.
Yeah.
Just a dude fishing in a suit. I think I'd call the police if I saw someone like that.
I think it's funny that he's using a worm to catch documents.
How else are you gonna catch it? Oh, I really wanted to know what the Emily was. I didn't get it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
never
we
got
did.
that one
It
either.
doesn't do anything.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, no.
But I got
And I thought that was the documents because I was like, oh, it's a case where they kept the documents inside of.
Yeah.
And that was not it. I don't know what's in there.
I'm probably the only one who fished out documents thrown into a waterfall.
Yeah. So let's see how Jeff got those. So I think Jeff, it probably took you 4 times, maybe. It probably took me about 5. It probably took us about the same amount.
Yeah.
I will say, normally whenever people achieve what they want to achieve, normally people are happy about it. So this was weird.
You turned it up. We turned it up a little bit, Trevor.
This is max.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, maybe I can just turn. Maybe I can just turn it up. No. Let me see.
This is wearing me
Okay,
out.
actually, I'm tripping. I thought that.
This is the kind of mechanic I hate.
What was the present? I thought that was what you had to get.
No, the
little,
present was just a
God
weird
dang
sign
it.
that wasn't present. Look at all those flies.
Oh, so yeah. So what happened is like he didn't even catch anything on this time. Like it just didn't work. Like
Yeah, that happened
nothing
both
ended up
times.
happening.
Well, it's not even that this is like a fishing thing. Like, it's also a random slider thing that's not really like it doesn't make sense.
Is this the one where you got it? I hope you sent me the one where you actually got it.
Yeah, I got it. But I didn't think I got it because I
on.
thought I was supposed to get Emily.
God.
Fishing sack.
Okay,
So
okay,
upset,
whatever.
skipping all the
I don't care.
cutscenes. It doesn't even. You don't even know that you got it because you're
Like,
so
that totally
angry.
burned me out on that. Like, I do not care whatever it is they found out. I don't give a shit. Maybe I can only play this game for like an hour and 30 minutes at a time because I was totally fine until that part, and then now I'm just like upset. like they just totally burned me out. It's like, yeah, it's kind of fun, whatever, just running around this spooky house, but then it's like, hey, you want to do some fishing? It's like, absolutely not. I do not want to fish. Turn this off.
Yeah, Jeff
Yeah,
got big mad when.
And then I promptly, like, as soon as that part was over, I was like, I'm out of here, and I stopped streaming.
Yeah. You just ended it immediately. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you guys fish? Did you guys get to that part?
Yeah,
Okay.
but we
You
couldn't
don't
really
have
understand
any-
the pattern for a long
Yeah,
time.
I didn't understand the pattern either. That was the other thing. Like sometimes you'd click the button and it would go like 4 times. Sometimes it would go 2. Sometimes it would, it would like
It
be
didn't make any
instantly stopping. I was like, what is this? Like, I want if you're gonna have a mechanic like that, it's fine, but be consistent. I like my games, to have rules. I just want to have the rules. I just want like if you're telling me I have to do a task and then you tell me how to do the task and then I kind of like am like, all right, I got to figure out how to do this task, or like there's a pattern to this task. Stick with the pattern. Don't change the pattern up on me. And yeah, it destroyed me.
That's
It
why a
broke me.
two-party system doesn't work, Jeff.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
It's too far.
Everybody's got their own opinions. They're changing the patterns, guys. Just kidding.
No, we had the same frustration because it's like you're like, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Once I hit stop, it goes 4 more, and so we tried that, and then the pattern was different, and so I think eventually we just started doing it like a randomizer, just stopping whenever until we got it.
Well, and the other thing that like this game has that really irks me, and I think I mentioned it at some point in maybe one of these clips, but the game like intentionally makes itself longer.
Yeah.
So with like if you mess up on the fishing part, you have to throw the reel back in.
Yep.
There's a chance that you're not going to catch anything and you have to throw it in again. And it's like, just let me bring the slider thing back up. Like you're making me wait 45 seconds every single time I do this.
They're like, we want this to be as realistic as possible while you're fighting zombies.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
popsicles.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
And I'm eating lollipops to maintain my hunger. but the fishing is where I've drawn the line on realism. And I'm smoking one cigarette to pass 10 hours of time.
That's right.
Who played it? Dallas, did you do the fishing, or Skeller, did you do the fishing?
I would never.
Yeah, I did the fishing. We both worked on trying to figure out the pattern together, which almost ended our marriage.
Yeah.
It's 3, it's 4.
It's close. I mean,
oh boy, this game only brings people together. Okay, so we get those documents, then we're going to go back to Harry. This one we might cut around a bit. I have named this in my files as Harry's long-ass cutscene.
Oh yeah, it is long.
It is long. There is some important stuff in here, though.
I don't know if I remember this one.
Yeah, maybe we have to watch it now because Jeff did skip it.
Yeah, I might have seen this one because I quit right after this. So, did I skip this one?
I think you sent me a clip of you skipping it.
Ah, that does sound accurate.
Welcome, York.
I'll double check that real quick.
I think Harry was behind the Dallas County jail hacking.
Okay.
Just what is going on in here?
Dallas County jail.
Maybe you did watch this one, Josh.
I might have watched this one because I quit the game at the end of the fishing, and then I picked it back up. And usually when I first start the game, I'll watch the cutscenes. It's whenever the game has made me angry that I start skipping them.
So you started and you're like, okay, I'll give this game a shot for a second. You don't remember.
Yeah, and then I get about 30 minutes in, and then I'm like, never mind.
When I was watching this and saw that news lady in the background, I thought it was supposed to be Nancy Grace or something. Did you see her?
No.
Oh.
We can go back and see if we can find her in a second. Oh,
That one.
over there.
Like,
Oh, right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like Nancy Grace.
There's Neil Armstrong.
I do like that Harry is basically like Batman.
But I didn't come here for a business lecture.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me everything you know.
Speed is not important. Timing is what is.
Dude, look at him. He's like got that chest popping.
He's rolling.
You have a natural.
That's his breathing mechanic.
correct timing.
But he's speaking.
Just be careful.
Right.
that your
That's what I said. Yeah, I said the same thing. I was like, what is going on with the way that this is, being done?
Maybe
It's
he's
like-
just like
I know
multitasking.
more than you think.
And he's just like
I
on
thought
Instagram.
I thought the laptop was making him
Oh,
speak,
yeah.
but his mouth is moving, so I don't understand.
I did watch this because I remember that line. I know more than you think and less than you hope. Yeah, because I remember that and I was like, what the hell does that mean?
Just
Like,
go get a tattoo of that.
yeah, I was like, wow.
That's
welcome
going on
to
my neck.
13. Yeah, that's my. Yeah. That's going on my junior high MySpace page.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't let the shocks blind you to what's more important. That's another.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to swallow like a big piece of steak or something.
You gather information really well. You hacked into the FBI network, too. Amazing. But I didn't come here to hear this.
I wish OBS had like a scrub preview.
It's time for a history lesson instead.
So, this cutscene I think was originally 17 minutes, and I've edited it down to.
I remember it as though it were yesterday.
Oh, I skipped. This is where I skipped.
Okay.
He said, I don't care about history.
Yeah.
My father was blaming my mother, see. So I left the house, headed for the clock
Went to the Bates Motel.
There is a little secret in here, Jeff, that you should recognize from beating the game.
to see the town from above.
Oh, I do like secrets.
I think it also explains itself at some point, but playing it the second time, I noticed it.
Saw it being constructed day after day. I'm not sure why, but I was really drawn to the tower in some way. And that's why
So like he just ran into the tree and just like stopped.
there's a path to the clock tower. They were just cleaning up after the party, so it was easy to get into the theater. I used the secret passage to sneak into the tower.
Now, do you call that a bell tower or a clock tower?
You know, I was thinking of the same thing too. I feel like you just call it a
Tower.
Yeah, it's a tower. When you can't decide, pick one.
Or sound tower.
Oh yeah, this tracks.
I moved closer. I saw they were fiddling with some kind of device. The device was emitting purple smoke outside.
That dude's built like Cason.
Dude, if that's not Cason.
Well, I don't think Cason's 90 years old.
Well, I think that they used his exact because he breathes that way. He would breathe like.
It's like
And so I feel like they just used his whole like body for that NPC basically.
He's spooked.
He kind of looks like the graveyard guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
He looks like somehow he's going back into a primate.
Yeah.
De-evolution.
Yes,
Yeah, he's
de-evolver.
regressing back to monk.
Right. Bird Box all over again.
It's not Bird Box.
What was that? Is that Polly? Is that who that is?
I don't think you actually see what Polly looks like when she's young. Maybe.
That is Dead Mouse. Dead Mouse Eyes.
That's a pipe, not a brand.
He was too
good
to
old,
tell the difference.
Old Iron Branch. Don't you hate when there's only one rock in the road and you're just laying down?
Somehow land on it. That's his luck.
The following morning, I awoke surrounded by dead bodies. It wasn't
I like how there's a color palette on the left, but there's only one color on the entire map. Like it's showing like a legend of colors, but the map itself is just green only.
Yeah. The green part is the water.
Yeah. Water, the land.
The next day, the town was overrun.
It's like arching his back. I got something to say.
A taboo. But even still, people stopped going outside when it rained. Country folk are very patriotic. We never tell our children about what
Those still images are just like why is he just looking at what's going on in space right now?
Right.
People only speak of the killer in the
Just like the astronaut just hanging out there.
raincoat killer comes from.
He turns around and goes, "Oh, was I saying all that out loud?"
The gas seeped into the soil of the town. Even today, when it
I guess my Switch went to
I-
sleep at that point.
I hate when my Switch goes to sleep in the middle of a cutscene.
Off when I'm outside. This town is dirty, York.
If what you say is true, then the killer is someone who is badly affected when it rains.
I do love that he also said that he doesn't take his mask off when he's outside. He's clearly inside. It's still on.
I was thinking the same
there a
thing.
connection
Like, I understand
between
why
the
he would have it on, but
He never takes it off outside, but he also doesn't take it off inside. So he's not wrong.
The seeds of the gas have a similar effect on our nervous systems. I believe someone figured that out and decided to use it. Or it could just be nature's way of getting back at us humans.
Nature's real mad.
York! Good news! You'll find George soon. They have found Thomas. I'll tell you one last and very important thing.
neck.
Yeah.
Just as you suspected, everything I have told you is gibberish. I never hacked into the FBI server, and I certainly know nothing about the red seeds. I shall thank you for listening to an old man babble on.
It's like, open up the Listerine strip. Time to get to work.
Let me ask you one thing then, Harry. You're a businessman. You must be after something in return for giving me this information.
York, at times we must purge things from this world because they should not exist. Even if it means
It's another good quote.
that you love.
This does not justify murder.
Remember this. Everything changes.
I told Skylar, I said, hey, he's kind of doing the thing that the red coat killer does when he looks at you. Suspicious.
Or is that just a red herring?
or they just use the same thing over and over again, like
Same
this.
animation.
They just they just use that guy's animation. It's like, yeah, these are kind of the same build.
All right, we are nearing the end of this episode. Let's keep pushing on. Come back.
Yeah, just like the game closing.
It's like, yeah, what?
We're
Fuck.
in
This is,
the
this
game.
is immersive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Another leather jacket out in the rain. Does the license plate say "I love mom"?
What's happened? You received an anonymous call informing us that Thomas returned home. I sent Emily to get you right away.
No idea who made the call?
No. That's why I came on ahead, to see if the information was correct. A light did come on, but only for a second.
I appreciate how flat
I
George's
saw a
face
tall
is.
male silhouette in the window. It was Thomas.
It gives him like a nice stern
I'm
look.
going in.
Like a...
Wait here.
We'll be ready to burst in at any moment. Just call out.
George built like a thwomp or whatever those things are from Mario.
Zach.
Did they always let him just go into these dangerous places by
Climax of an
himself?
investigation is always in the apartment.
Yeah, it is weird how they just like kind of just let him go by himself every time. They're like, no, like we need to go in there too. No.
He's like, nah, as the FBI, I say that you should stay outside.
But
Just
he
stand in the
probably
rain.
does have rank for that, technically.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how FBI works.
I don't know. Sometimes I don't even know what it stands for.
I think they have some fun mugs that'll tell you.
Right.
Remember, you made a comment about how nice this fridge was.
Yeah.
But that's a nice fridge.
He does like to cook.
That's true. Let's get into it.
This is so funny that he lights a cigarette in Thomas' apartment.
Yeah.
Could potentially be a crime scene, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's like you're just desecrating his house.
Yeah.
He's not getting like his renter's deposit back.
Right.
For sure. Sir, you smoked in here.
Like, I didn't smoke in here.
I didn't smoke in here. You're crazy. It's a pretty sick blouse, though. Or dress, whatever. Blouse, dress.
Like, what's the difference, really?
I know.
I don't understand why that.
They're all hard to put up on a freaking coat hanger, that's for sure.
More to it. Kind of like the bonus footage on a DVD. I hope it's worth watching. Don't you agree, Zach?
George?
Jeez.
What was that noise? Damn it.
That
We
dude
need to
was going
seal
fast.
off all routes out of town.
No need for that, George.
Huh?
If he was going to leave town, he would have done so by now.
George is like, who am I gonna go
Means
kill
he's still got
next?
some unfinished business.
Right?
Which also brought me to a hypothesis that George is the killer because he's just trying to like accidentally kill all these people.
He has killed 2 people so far.
He's killed
Yeah.
2 people, yeah, because he
Okay.
tried to cut the wire on that
Zach,
one
do you
person.
think we
Right,
heard what he
right.
said?
It's like weaponizing competence or something.
Yeah.
We don't have to make a fuss. Thomas isn't going to leave town. That gives us plenty
Just like,
of
let's not
time to
rush.
find a way to
Yeah.
view the
Yeah.
bonus footage.
I could actually go for some fishing.
And let's see. Let's take a quick look at how Jeff handled
Got
this.
Thomas's shoes. Oh, hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bro, what did that say? Oh.
Blown through this bad boy. Hey, it's not wrong. I was blowing through it.
Yep.
I didn't.
We don't have to make a fuss.
Oh no, it's
Thomas
not letting me
isn't going to
skip.
leave
No!
That gives us plenty of time. to
No!
Lost your
bonus footage.
privileges.
Come on, game.
Still got
Skip.
flies all over you.
Yeah.
That persists.
So
That was a close one.
boy. Yeah. So this next part,
Hey, I'm learning a lot. Like, I have all the details of the gameplay of the game, and then I'm picking up like what actually happened from you guys. Like, I'm putting the pieces together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm putting the pieces together.
I can't remember. Okay. All right. Let me close that one real quick. I couldn't remember if I actually had some video of what happens next, but I kind of want to talk about that next part because it was a little long. So the game at the end of Chapter 3 and a decent amount of Chapter 4 is definitely going to introduce some running segments. So Yeah. This first one wasn't too long. Jeff, do you remember what happened right after this one? Or right after this part?
It's yeah, that's the part where you switch to Emily, right?
Not yet. So this is the part where you go look for Thomas, and as you're driving to try and find Thomas, because you don't actually know where he is, you see Anna's ghost in the street, and you have to get out of your car.
Yeah, and you have to start
chase
chasing.
her around.
Oh gosh, dude.
Yeah.
Golly, man, I hated that part.
Yeah, it was not a quick thing.
Did I send any clips of me doing that part? I don't remember if I did or not. I sent clips of me doing the Emily thing where you play as her and you're running. I can't remember either. It's probably like they're all probably nondescript. It's like Jeff talks shit about the game. Jeff makes a reference to Trevor hating him skipping the part. Like they're all like
they're not situational to what's happening in the game.
No, it's more just like the context of what I'm saying.
Of how you're feeling.
I gotta go pick up milk later. Just like a shopping list.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thomas's shoes. Yeah, Trevor.
Dallas, Skylar, what did y'all think of the running after Anna's ghost part?
I, like many other parts of the game, thought the game was just bugged or glitching. Because
because you run for a long time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so you just play this game of like, it's just deadly premonition versus like, oh this shit, is this broken? Do I need to restart this?
Yeah.
That's funny. I love that you haven't like quite gotten used to it. Oh, there we go. I'm free. I love that you haven't quite gotten used to it. Like you're still just like, is it a glitch? It's just like you haven't accepted it. Well, like the last 5 haven't been. It clearly wants me to run around 8 times, but this time they wouldn't do this to me, would they?
Right.
And we'll see how that pays off for us later.
Yeah. There's a couple points in the game where like you're doing stuff and you're like, is the game glitching and making me repeat the same thing over and over? Or is it like, is this part of the gameplay?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to
speed
running? There's other parts of the game where it almost puts you in like a circular loop where if you keep doing the same thing, it just keeps it going because you're supposed to do something. And then it'll actually unlock it. But like it never tells you. It just like kind of just keeps you going forever and ever. That happens a little bit later in the game to me.
Yeah. It definitely is a little I think the main thing with Anna is that you literally run around in a circle. Like if you just ran straight there, you would be like, that's long. But having to run around in a circle, you're like, oh, like I just did this. Like it was long enough to get the point across if they cut out half of it. And they do take your time. I would, like it does
take your time.
That. All right, let's get into the end cutscene of episode 3, and then we will take a break.
Stick into.
That's
a really good aim.
Setup.
Yeah.
Whoever made this must be crazy.
First try, baby. Orc's got some confidence on him too, man. He'll just go into anything. Just guns blazing.
Zach, okay, so it's not bonus footage. It's still part of the main feature.
Are those like hexagonal handcuffs?
First things first.
Yeah.
Those would hurt.
Not a lot of polygons on that.
Right.
There he goes. I don't think Jess saw this cutscene.
Nope. So whenever you wake up and Thomas is talking to you, I'm like, what? Thomas got me.
I was thinking Thomas looked like Woody Harrelson.
What?
Actually, I don't know if this part's important. Yeah, it's just singing. And you get some more Thomas being a little creepy.
There we go.
Dude, he looks haggard as hell.
I was like, Thomas looks haunting at this point
Been
in
up
the game.
for like 6 days or something.
Yeah.
He could definitely use some cigarettes and lollipops.
Yeah.
Lollipops and a good night-night.
Yeah.
Blood is just in the floor.
Come on, York. He's giving you a show. Least you could do is clap.
And that is how episode 3 ends. It still continues to thicken. I think it thickens pretty much through episode 4, and then after that it starts to sort of resolve itself. But yeah, I think episode 3 had some downsides. There were like 3 little dungeons in there, because what I actually did is I skipped over an entire dungeon that was inside the bar to get to that, which was more of the same thing. So there was a lot more QuickTime events, but I think the story was getting interesting, if not a little bit slower. Overall, episode 3, what are the feelers? I don't know. Was this your most like frustrated episode? 'Cause it had the fishing, had a lot of QuickTime,
Yeah, the fishing,
had a lot of long stuff.
Yeah, I kind of think it's definitely one of the most frustrating because I did kind of rage quit the game. We'll get to it, I guess, in episode 4. But there's one part of the game where I get more upset, I feel like, but I continued playing. So I don't know if that actually is worse. That I didn't rage quit.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was probably one of the most like I don't even know how to describe how I feel about this game, but that I haven't said already.
It's leaving you in such a emotional confusion.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that like watching the cutscenes now, like I at least, like I said, picked up the story a little bit more. But I'm liking these condensed versions because it's just like it's too much, man. I can't be asked to pay attention for this long. And I think I said at one point in one of my streams, because you had told me obviously that I need to be watching these cutscenes, and I said I'll watch the cutscenes when the gameplay earns it from me, and that's still how I feel. But at least now I can just watch the cutscene, and I've experienced no pain to get to the cutscene. They just show up. Maybe if I just watch like just the video, like the YouTube movie of this game, I would like it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe we could read through like a live walkthrough that someone put on like GameFAQs, as if we're reading a book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Could be
I had the GameFAQs pulled up a few times during the game because I was like, because whenever we were talking about it earlier, where I was like were you running in the circle? There's at least one other point where I couldn't tell if I was doing the right thing. Like I had no context. I was like, am I progressing? Am I not progressing? Am I, like what's happening? And so I pulled up the GameFAQs, I think while I was still playing, and then I was like reading it and I was like, okay, I'm good. It's just long.
Am I supposed to be in Emily's house right now? Yes or no?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah, what am I doing?
Yeah. Dallas, Skylar, overall opinions on episode 3?
I thought it was, like just what you said. It was pretty long, but the curiosity really starts to grow on you as we get like this brand new twist. You're like, wait, Thomas is a bad person, and like it just makes the gameplay or not the gameplay, but it makes you want to play the game more due to the story changing up at the end.
Yeah. And I know you
Feels
guys
like we're actually getting somewhere.
Yeah. I know you guys are certainly ready. I know you'll be ready to get through all of the game. You're just itching at it, and you're definitely going to see it through to completion. And
that's right.
With that, we're going to take a 5-er, and we'll be back to talk about some episode 4. All right. See y'all soon.
You gotta light up a cigarette as soon as you wake up. First thing you do.
Are those just in his pocket? Does he sleep with them in his pocket?
Yeah,
is that why they're just always ready?
I mean, well, yeah, he pulled that out of like the back part of his pants.
Yeah. Just nice and hot.
Nice and hot.
I don't think that puzzle is a valid reason to not like this game. You had your reasons, but you fucked that one up. Like, everything in the game provided the rules set for you. Like, I'm not blaming you, but you fucked it up.
It's like the game has already planted the seed at the beginning, and this is, Jeff, I would agree, like this is where the like the water starts to come out and pour onto it, and you're just like, okay, I see where we're going here.
I don't understand that analogy.
Yeah, what does that mean? Is that your